At first, I didn't believe it. It was like someone claiming they had found a mythical beast. A Nintendo Switch Grand Champion. A member of my Discord server pointed me to a Twitter account that had only 3 followers. The screenshots looked legit. And since he got his rewards before the Friends update, it would seem he did it without any outside help. This revelation turned my world upside down. If a Switch player could reach GC, it really brought all my preconceived ideas about console players into question. And who was this Scorpio, or Greg as he's known on the leaderboards? An 8-year-old prodigy? GC from another platform? Now, jokes aside, the Nintendo Switch is known to be the worst platform for Rocket League. I've tried it myself and found even playing bots was difficult. Getting GC on the Switch is impressive, and being the first one to do it is something to be proud of. Today, I'm excited to bring you an interview with the legend himself. And I have to say, his story turned out to be pretty interesting.
All right, Scorpio. Well, thanks for taking the time to play with me. Maybe risk your rank a little bit. But before we get started, I just want to make sure: did you like clear this with your parents and stuff? Is this okay? Do a video?
I'm 18, dude.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to work on those stereotypes.
Okay. But one sec. Dad. Okay. Yeah. It's good. It's fine.
He's good. Okay, that's good. All right, so we got to start with the hard questions here. So, first of all, I see the title, so that's legit.
Yeah.
But are you, did you play on another platform before coming to Switch?
No, the Switch. I started playing on Switch as soon as it came out on Switch, but I am familiar with Rocket League.
Okay. All right. So how many hours do you have?
So currently I'm around 800 hours on Rocket League.
So 800 hours on purpose on the Switch.
Yeah. When Rocket League first came out, I didn't have the means to play it at all.
Okay.
So yeah, I didn't have PS4 to play it, but I knew it existed. And when the E3 announcement came along, that's when I knew I could play.
Okay, so you said you knew about Rocket League for a while, just couldn't play it. So how long? How long did you know about Rocket League?
So when I said it, when it first came out in 2015, that's when I sort of knew about it. But it wasn't until late 2016 when I started, seeing YouTube videos come up, and I was like, oh, this is interesting looking game. And then that's when esports came around, season 2. That's when I started watching. So that's late 2016, and it was pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, so you were watching Rocket League esports for years before you could play it?
Yeah. So that's also YouTube videos, content creators, stuff like that. But season 2, that's the first esports event I sort of watched, and that just got me hooked straight away.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll do the same. I'll research ahead of time. If I'm looking at a game, I'll watch a little bit of videos about it, but I think it'd be torture to watch for that long and still not be able to play.
Yeah. So on the ground of it, I am a Nintendo player, so I was sort of preoccupied with games like Breath of the Wild. That's basically the core of what I play. But it's sort of Rocket League was the thing on the side that I could just watch and enjoy and understand. That's how the game works.
So it was just kind of like a sport to you, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. I am a. Oops. Oh, that's a bit awkward. Yeah, being from the UK, I do watch a lot of football.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, it's like an extra sport to me.
All right. So, so you got Grand Champion 700 hours or so, which I think is fairly quick. Would you say watching those? Oh, nice shot! Oh, I don't have that backflip.
Okay.
Watching all that content beforehand helped you kind of improve quicker?
Yeah, definitely. That was a big part. When I jumped in November 2017, I was it's weird. It seems so familiar, this game, but it was like sort of that new feeling of like, whoa, like there's so many things I didn't know I could do. So that familiarity really like helped. I already knew how things like ceiling shots worked, flip cancels, things like that.
Oh no.
Nice.
It's like hard to like do an interview and play.
I got it.
Oh no. Stopped it, but not much.
Let's see if we can get this. So I'll pick this up.
Oh, it's wide. Got him.
Okay. Hopefully he gets this to me. Not like that.
No, didn't happen. That was a good game.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to put up your stats here on the screen, and you gave me a picture of your hours just to kind of prove. So I think that's a kind of a good indication that you are a dedicated Switch player, not just somebody that came from another platform and got in to get an easy GC, right?
Right, yeah.
Now, I know some people that maybe don't understand what Rocket League's like on the Switch might like try and say you just beat up on all the Switch players that are easier or kids, and it gets you an easy GC. So I guess what would happen if you turned off cross-platform at your level and tried to get a match that was only Switch, what would happen?
I would be waiting until the end of time. Pretty much. No way I'm getting a game.
Yeah. So I turned on my Switch. Like, I have Rocket League on the Switch, and I don't play it. My kid plays it, but I just turned it on to look at the leaderboards because that's the only way you really can. And I noticed, like, for you, like right now, you're not GC in twos just because of the reset, but you're the number one in twos right now. And let's say we have 100 MMR spread, which is about a rank. That only gives you 5 players to play against on the Switch. So you can kind of see why that would be an issue. And then I went farther. I'm like, okay, what if it was like a 300 MMR spread, which is a pretty big matchmaking spread? That only gives you about 50 players. So, yeah, so I think that really kind of gives some legitimacy to what you'd had to do, because you had to solo queue it. Like, you got, as it showed on your Twitter post there, you got GC before the Friends update. So, like, I think now we might see a couple more GCs in on the Switch. So you're the first, and you're probably still the only. But now that the cross-platform thing is, I think some people will come to the Switch and then group with their high-level friends and maybe get it. But you didn't have that option, right? There was
No, definitely not.
You had it before the Friends update. Oh, nice shot.
Thanks.
So I think that's kind of a, I don't know, it's kind of an impressive thing too when I think about it that way, where you did it alone, and you had to do it alone. There was no option.
No, and it was a long road as well. Like jumping into ranked in 2017, you know, almost 2 years. You know, that's a lot of time spent just playing ranked. And
so when you were down in the lower ranked, so there'd be more players down there. So grouping up is a little more realistic. Did you play with any regular teammates?
No, that's
no.
You know, it was. Yeah, it's a bit difficult with the Switch. You know, you haven't got that many options for like talk to players. Oh, nice.
Okay, yeah.
Things like, you know, in-voice chat is not a thing on Switch. So
yeah.
But
Okay.
I have played with the number twos player on Switch for a bit, but you know, I felt like solo queuing was sort of more my thing, really.
Okay. All right.
Playing when I wanted, things like that.
Right. So I guess you'd probably be a good person to give some solo queue tips.
Yeah.
You could write the book, maybe.
So one thing I've learned when I'm solo queuing is patience. Like most people watching this video have heard it millions of times, but you know, you don't want to jump in to a challenge if your teammate's not back. You want to make sure you make your hit count. You know, when you go for the ball. I sort of get frustrated when I see people just going for the ball just for the sake of hitting it.
Like I've been doing since we started.
No. You actually like keep up really well with this, like, you know.
I get some extra marks because I'm interviewing you, but I guess you're having to respond too. So this is like, we're at a disadvantage right now. Never mind the switch part of it.
But like, yeah, your 2's rotation is really good. Like, you know, when I leave the ball, you're always there. So it's working out so far.
I have played with a few GCs before. I usually know my role. I'm gonna get a goal. See, usually the GCs I play with let me have at least one, so that was nice of you.
Thanks.
Oh, you almost beat me too. So yeah, patience, kind of playing safe. I don't solo queue as much as I used to, but I'd always like use kind of the first little bit of the game to feel out what kind of teammates you have, right? And then pick the role or accept the role that you're gonna have to play. You don't want to force. You can only control your own play, right? That's how I've always looked at it.
Yeah, that's a very important part of it. Watching your teammates is important. You know, in that first sort of minute, you know, are they aggressive? Do they turn on every ball? Like, which makes you like double kimmy, you know, if you go for the ball as well.
Yeah.
And if they're really passive as well, like you have to figure out how you're gonna get, you know, out of your defense, if you know what I mean. Like, if you're getting bombarded and they're staying in net, you know, you might want to dribble the ball out rather than just, you know, boom it away so the opponent can get back at you. A good mindset to have when I play is, you know, think that your teammate's always ball chasing. You know what I mean? Like, you're the one who's got to work around your teammate.
Right.
Because I've rarely had a game where, you know, both of us, you know, are both looking passive. You know, you need to play well around your teammate. That's the thing in solo queues. So,
controller-wise, what do you play with?
Yeah, so I managed to get up to diamond just using the Joy-Cons.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but after a while, I switched to the Pro controller, which is very similar to the Xbox. The joystick has more range, like it's more comfortable as well. So that really helped me improve as well, I think.
And what about mobile? Do you ever play mobile?
Usually, not ranked or anything.
So no point during this interview have you been like on the toilet or anything?
No, I could have been there. The portability aspect of the Switch is sort of what I really like about, you know, this version of the game anyway. You know, training packs are still accessible. Even if I'm on the train, I just play training packs, and that can help me improve in handheld mode, obviously.
Have you ever tried, like I know you said you didn't play on any platforms, but have you ever like gone to somebody's house and tried Xbox or PlayStation or something?
Yeah, I tried the Xbox version.
And how did that go for you?
Not very well. Sort of slightly bragging that I was a champion and I could show him how I could get out of plat.
And
yeah, the skill, it didn't really transfer, to be honest. Like,
always save.
Skills.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that Rocket League's like that, because I've always played on PC, but I've gone to friends' houses that have PS4 and Xbox, and I don't know if it's just the distance to the TV or the controller, or I don't know, I'm just like terrible. And then your friends are like, hey, I thought you were like champion. And it's kind of like the Rocket League equivalent of when that guy in school tells you he has a girlfriend, but she's in another school and you just don't know her. It kind of feels like that. You're like, no, at home I'm great.
That pretty much sums it up. It was kind of awkward losing in a plat lobby at, you know, after saying that, oh yeah, I'm a champion, like all these nice rewards. So.
Oh,
I
don't know if I can go a tighter angle than that. What's this guy doing? No ceiling shot.
Nice one. All right, I'll try to get this in. That's it.
Yeah.
Good pass.
I got points. So now that this friends update or whatever it's called is out, do you think you're going to start looking for players to play with on other platforms? Or are you the solo queue guy?
It's going to be a hard little habit to get out of, you know, being solo queue, I could just sort of play in my own time. Oh, the demo.
And I screwed it up. I saw you weren't going to get there in time.
Oh, please just go in. It's
What
literally on the
is
goal
going
line right
on?
now. Obviously, my one experience of teaming up with another player, so I had to like wait around, like wait for him to get ready and things like that. So I had to be in training for a bit. I could just jump into a game whenever if I'm solo queuing, but obviously,
Right.
yeah, I've played against a ton of teams. Every time I see that green icon on the other team, I'm like, okay, these two are communicating. I'm probably gonna lose.
Oh yeah, now you have this experience of grouping with someone, which hasn't been that positive. Games, man.
Thanks for having me.
Once again, big thanks to Scorpio for doing this, as well as my buddy Voltricity for making this meeting possible. Now to back up Scorpio's claims, I actually messaged a contact I have at Psyonix. Through him, I'm able to assure you guys that Scorpio is confirmed to be the only player to have reached GC in any season on the Switch. Truly an impressive feat, as this was done solo queuing against players on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. Some might even say it's worthy of a unique title, though I'm not sure Scorpio would agree with the one I came up with. I appreciate you guys watching this video all the way through. If you want to check out another interview, I recommend this one where I play against custom-made Rocket League bots while chatting with their programmer. My name is Rocket Sledge. For more content, please subscribe and check out the other videos on my channel.